Hare Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances and to all the devotees who assembled for this morning session on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I am very grateful and happy and honored to be amongst all of you at the Bhaktivedanta Manor London. And I was asked by the devotees to speak on this first 8 shlokas of the 11th chapter of the Madhya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is a very authentic and exciting biography written by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. This is the biography of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although there are so many beautiful biographies of Lord Chaitanya existent in those days, like Chaitanya Charita by Murari Gupta, Chaitanya Mangal by Lochindas Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur, still Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita because he was requested by so many wonderful devotees at Vrindavan specifically. And he is specifically empowered by Radha Madan Mohan and Nityananda Prabhu and all the Goswamis to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the first part called Adi Leela, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes Chaitanya Tattva, the truth about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he also describes the initial pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, his pre-sannyas pastimes. At the age of 24, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and whatever pastimes he has done before he took sannyas, they are recorded in the Adi Leela section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it was not very elaborate because Vrindavan Das Thakur has already elaborately described them, therefore Kaviraj Goswami briefly summarizes. Then his post-sannyas pastimes. After age 24, whatever pastimes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, they are recorded in the rest of Chaitanya Charitamrita, divided into 2 parts. Rest of these pastimes are called Sesha Leela. They are divided into Madhya Leela and Antya Leela. Right? Madhya Leela describes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, which he performed for 6 years. And Antya Leela describes Mahaprabhu's pastimes for the last 18 years. So now Madhya Leela, which is the biggest section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's like there are 9 volumes this size. 9 volumes are there. First 2 volumes are Adi Leela, last 2 volumes are Antya Leela, middle 5 volumes are Madhya Leela. The 6 years pastimes elaborately described in 5 volumes. Now in these 6 years, we see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels and teachings primarily. He attempts to travel to Vrindavan, but he fails. He ends up in Shantipur. And from there he comes to Jagannath Puri. And after settling down in Jagannath Puri and making Jagannath Puri as his headquarters, he goes on South India Yatra for 2 years. Then he comes back to Jagannath Puri. Then again he tries to travel to Vrindavan. So all these travels are described. Apart from travels, his teachings are also described. He gave wonderful, profound teachings to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And he also gave his teachings to Sarvabhauma and Prakashananda Saraswati. All these teachings are recorded. Now, coming to this particular chapter in the Madhya Leela, we are in the 11th chapter, the Beda Kirtan pastimes. Beda Kirtan means Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance. He would do Harinam Sankirtan and he would dance along with all the devotees at Puri while circumambulating Jagannath Puri temple. Right? While circumambulating the temple of Lord Jagannath Ji, he would do Harinam Sankirtan and dancing. That is Beda Kirtan. So in this chapter, Kaviraj Goswami is going to describe these pastimes. But the initial part of this chapter describes Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's request to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What was his request? From the third shloka we see. One day Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came to Lord Chaitanya and said, "Can you please meet Prataparudra Maharaj Initially he said, I have a request for you. My request is that there is a beautiful, a wonderful devotee named Sarvabhauma, named Prataparudra Rai. He is the king of this province. So he is very devoted to you. Can you please meet him once? He wants your permission. So when Sarvabhauma even said that I have a proposal for you, then Lord Chaitanya said, without any fear, you just present your proposal. Then he added, saying that if it is good, I will accept it. If it is inappropriate, I will reject it. So we cannot just give a promise without fully understanding what's going to come up. So Mahaprabhu is very expert. Where is it? Fourth shloka. Prabhu kahe kaha tumi nahi kichu bhaya. Yogya haile kariba, ayogya nahe naya. He says, Yogya haile kariba. If it is a yogya, means befitting proposal, suitable proposal, appropriate proposal, I will accept it. I will execute it. I will fulfill your desire. But ayogya haile naya. If it is ayogya, inappropriate, I will not accept. So this, he said, please speak without any fear. He said, kaha tumi nahi kichu bhaya. Without any fear, you say, star, conditions apply. What are the conditions? If it is appropriate, I will accept it. If it is inappropriate, I will reject it. Then Sarvabhauma presented about Prataparudra Maharaj. Then Mahaprabhu found it ayogya. No, it's ayogya, I cannot accept it. I will not accept this proposal. Then he quoted a shloka from Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. Very interesting. Basically, the proposal was meet Prataparudra Maharaj. Mahaprabhu rejected it. How can I meet? Why? He gives a explanation here. Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya. Can that be seen? The shloka? If it is possible. So in the 8th shloka he says, Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya. Nishkinchana means one who has absolutely no other material desires. Completely focused on Krishna only. In fact, the purpose of accepting sannyas is to completely focus on Krishna and with full dedication, with absolutely no distractions or deviations. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasati tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Ananyas chintayanto mam means a devotee is supposed to think about the Lord, dedicate one's body, mind, words and thoughts to the Lord with absolutely no distractions or deviations in the mind. So, this is the standard of a devotee, and specifically in the context of a sannyasi is supposed to completely be paratmanistha. As soon as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, he was chanting this shloka from the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. So this is a shloka which is spoken by Avanti Brahman. You know Avanti Brahman? Bhikshu Gita. He sang a song. In his renounced spirit, he sang a song called Bhikshu Gita. In that, one shloka says, Etam sa asthaya paratmanistha adhyasitam purvatamair maharshibhir aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundang dhrinishevayaiva. Etam sa asthaya paratmanistha. A devotee is supposed to be paratmanistha. A sannyasi specifically is supposed to be paratmanistha. Paratma is the supremely transcendental person, Krishna. Nishtha means to be very fixed up, to be very rooted in the process of devotional service. Etam sa asthaya paratmanistha adhyasitam purvatamair maharshibhir. A devotee is supposed to worship the Lord by following the footsteps of previous acharyas. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Bhagavan ki jai. A devotee is supposed to follow the footsteps of great acharyas. Mahajano yena katassa pantha. The success of our devotional service is in sincerely following the footsteps of great acharyas, great devotees. Not whimsically doing something in the name of bhakti, not concocting a process of devotional service, but sincerely following the process of bhakti in the footsteps of great acharyas. So then, tamo mukundang dhrinishevayaiva. One can easily cross over this material ocean, as Prabhupada also writes in today's purport. One can easily cross over this material ocean by serving the Lord without any distractions or deviations in the mind by following the footsteps of great acharyas. And a renounced life is specifically meant for it. Then that is nishkinchanasya. Even Kunti Mata says in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that how the Lord is akinchana vitta. Nishkinchana, akinchana, more or less same. One who is freed from all material attachments or material enjoyment. She says that Namo akinchana vittaya nivritta gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Namo Akinchana Vittaya. Vitta means wealth. Akinchana Vitta means the Lord who is the property of Akinchana devotees, Nishkinchana devotees. The Lord who is the wealth of completely dedicated devotees. Right? Akinchana Vittaya. So one is supposed to worship the Lord without expecting anything in return. Nishkinchanasya. Bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya. Bhagavad is Bhagavan, the possessor of all six opulences. Bhajana means the process of devotional service. Abhideya. There are three things in our Vedic literatures. Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. Sambandha is the knowledge of our relationship, eternal relationship with Krishna. Abhideya is the process of devotional service, the process of reviving that relationship with Krishna. Prayojan means the purpose of this devotional service, which is Krishna Prema. Right? So that bhajan word refers to the process of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoha, Smaranam, Padasevanam. That's what it refers to. Bhajana unmukhasya means you are inclined to do bhajan. There is a lot of enthusiasm, eagerness, inclination, absorption in bhajan. Bhagavad bhajan, not bhajan of something else. Bhagavan is the objective of our bhajan, right? Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya. A devotee, specifically in the context of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a renunciant, a sannyasi, is supposed to be very much rooted in the practice of devotional service without any distractions in the mind. Paramparam jigimishor bhavasagarasya. By doing such unflinching, unmotivated, undeviated, uninterrupted devotional service, param, one will be able to cross over this material existence. Jigivishor bhavasagarasya. Param jigivishor means one can cross over this material existence, and the word which is used to indicate this material existence is bhavasagara. Bhava means the whole process of birth and death, appearance and disappearance. Sagara means an ocean. Prabhupada writes in this purport that there is a Vaitarani river which is between the material realm and the spiritual realm. On one side is the material world, on the other side of the river is the spiritual world. And we need to cross over this material existence. Param, jigimishor, bhavasagarasya. So, as that sloka of Avanti Brahman, which Mahaprabhu recited after his sannyas, says, Etam sa asthaya paratmanishtha adhyasitam purvatamair maharshibhir aham tarishyami durantaparam aham tarishyami durantaparam. I will be able to cross over this material existence, which is very difficult to surpass. Although it is unsurpassable Vaitarani river, material existence, still I will be able to cross over this material world by tamo mukundang grinishevayaiva, or by nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya. One has to be inclined to the process of bhakti. By that only one can cross over this material existence. There are so many people who are not bhajanonmukha, they are vimukha. This is unmukha, means inclined to do bhakti, but they are bahirmukha. They have turned their faces away from Krishna. Janasya krishnad vimukhasya daivat adharmashilasya sudukhitasya anugrahayeha charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya. Janasya krishnad vimukhasya. Common people in this world, they are krishnad vimukha, not bhajanonmukha, they are krishnad vimukha. They have turned their faces away from Krishna. Because of that, adharmashilasya, they have become very adharmic, lack of virtues, values, principles, morals, spirituality, right? So they have become adharmik. Adharmashilasya. Because of that, sudukhitasya. They are caught up in so many miseries. To cross over this miserable ocean of material existence, we need to take shelter of bhajan of Krishna. Specifically, what is that bhajan? As we know, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam is bhajan. However, the first initial two limbs are very, very important. Shravanam and Kirtanam. That will lead us to Smaranam. So, bhajan includes hearing Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela from bona fide sources, devotees, bhajana, and also chanting the holy names of Krishna. So when we are bhajanonmukha, then there is a possibility of crossing over this material existence. Not only that, when we are taking shelter of this bhajan, that bhajan will act like a boat that takes us across the material ocean. Paramparam jigimisho bhavasagarasya. This indicates that the bhajan, the process of bhajan, Shravanam, Kirtanam, that will act like a strong boat that can help us cross over this material world. Material world is like ocean, as discussed here, and this ocean is also infested with so many sharks. Big sharks, aquatics. When somebody is drowning in the ocean, although that person is an expert swimmer, how long he will swim across this ocean? Very difficult. Which direction he will swim? Where is the shore? Is it easy to figure out where is the shore and what direction they need to swim? Very difficult. So he says that we need a boat to cross this material ocean. And that boat is Haricharyanu Varnanam. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni instructs Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam. There he inspires Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam, which is basically the pastimes and glories of Lord Hari. And that pastimes and glories of Lord Hari will act as a strong boat which will help one cross this material ocean. That is Haricharya Anuvarnanam. Haricharya, the pastimes of Lord Hari. Anuvarnanam, elaborate description, following the footsteps of great souls. That will act as a boat. Now, this is the focus of a devotee. But the problem is, Sandarshinam Vishayinam Athayoshitam Cha. Sandarshina means to see. Specifically, like literally speaking, Sandarshana means to see them. But Prabhupada writes in the word to word meaning. Darshana means the seeing for some material purpose. When we have material outlook towards two people, Atha Vishayinam Atha Yoshitam Cha. Vishayi means a materialistic person. When we see a materialistic person or a person who is very much involved in so many materialistic affairs, then that interaction will become an obstacle in crossing this material ocean. It becomes very easy for us to take shelter of Krishna, take shelter of this boat and cross this material ocean. And by the way, this boat is also a mystic boat. It's not like a normal boat. So normal boat may take some time to go from one shore of the ocean to the other side of the ocean. But this is mystical boat that has the ability to condense the ocean also. There is a shloka that says, Samasritaye padapallavaplavam mahatpadam punya yasho burare bhavam budhirvatsa padam padam yadvipadam natesham. Bhavam budhir vatsa padam. This great unsurpassable ocean of material existence will become as good as a calf's hoof print if one performs bhakti. So that boat also condenses the ocean. But all the possibilities are gone. The condensation of ocean, crossing over the material ocean, all this will become impeded, hindered when Sandarshinam Vishayinam, when we closely associate with materialistic people with material mindset. Vishayinam. Who is this Vishayi in this current context? Mahaprabhu is saying Prataparudra Maharaj is that Vishayi. Is it so? No. Not at all. In the heart of his hearts, Mahaprabhu understands. Prataparudra Maharaj is my sincere devotee. He is a very advanced and elevated devotee. But Mahaprabhu is hiding that, hiding all his loving affection towards Prataparudra Maharaj, and only identifying Prataparudra Maharaj, as king. He is a king. Therefore he is a Vashi. Right? Why Mahaprabhu is highlighting his position as a king, while Prataparudra Maharaj is not identifying himself as a king so much, but Mahaprabhu is identifying Prataparudra Maharaj as king and says, I will not meet him. He is a Vishayi. I will not even look at his face. Sandarshanam, I will not even look at that person. Vishayina. Why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does like this? It's too much, isn't it? Sometimes devotees feel very empathetic towards some devotees who are specifically put in separation from the Lord, and the Lord quotes he presents some kind of external reasons, very small reasons why he doesn't want to meet them. Here he says he's a king, therefore I will not meet him. It's like hanta vishabhakshanatopya sadhu. It's like drinking poison for me to meet him. It is not. But Mahaprabhu is saying this. Okay. There are multiple reasons. We'll discuss. One reason is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is setting the highest standard for a sannyasi. This is how a renunciant is supposed to be. A renunciant should not be enthusiastic or eager or overexcited to meet a person who is involved with material things. Prabhupada specifically points out here, for some material purpose. Even in purport also Prabhupada elaborates, for some material purpose. So sannyasi's purpose is not supposed to be material in any dealing. Whatever a devotee does, whatever a renunciant does, is supposed to be completely an act of dedication to Krishna, devotional service unto Krishna, and there should not be any material motive or selfish purpose or ulterior benefits in those interactions. Right? So Prataparudra Maharaj was an exalted devotee. He has rendered so much service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu says, I will not meet him because he is a Vishayi. Because Mahaprabhu wanted to give a caution note to all the sannyasis, future sannyasis who are going to come up. Don't closely associate with people who are very elevated in material circles, who are too much involved with materialistic affairs. Because coming in touch with them might make you get distracted from bhakti, or you may get allured to their opulence, to their position, to their power, to their influence, and that allurement can act as a distraction towards distraction in your own bhakti. If one is capable enough and mature enough and experienced enough to protect oneself from all those allurements and still maintain a friendship with people who may be very wealthy and rich, then that's not a great obstacle. But one has to do it with great hesitation and great caution note, because Maya is very powerful. However exalted one may be, however experienced one may be, there is a possibility of getting allured by opulence, grandeur, and too much of wealth. And especially if the other person is, if that like exalted person on a material plane, if that person is very proud, definitely when we associate with them, that will affect us. Being wealthy is not wrong. Being a king is not wrong. In fact, Bhagavatam is filled with examples of devotees who are emperors, kings. Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, Uttanapad Maharaj, Priyavrata Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj. So many exalted devotees are great emperors, great celebrators. They are ruling the entire planet, many of them. Are they not devotees? Kunti Mata says, Janmaishwarya Shrutashribhir Edhamana Puman Naivarhatya Bhidhatum Vaitvam Akinchana Gocharam. Akinchana, Nishkinchana, both are same. So the Lord is Akinchana Gocharam. The Lord is accessible and available and merciful towards an Akinchana devotee, unflinching devotee, who has absolutely no attraction towards anything material. But an akinchan devotee need not be a renunciant, a sannyasi only. An akinchan devotee can be a very wealthy person. In fact, the richest person also can be an akinchan devotee. Yudhishthir Maharaj, the ruler of entire planet, but he is definitely an akinchan devotee. Ambrish Maharaj, he is an akinchan devotee. So, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. Janma, high birth. Aishwarya, opulence. Shruta, education. Shri, beauty. All these four are considered very elevated material qualifications. But if one is proud of these material qualifications, that pride will act as an obstacle in one's bhakti. But one is not proud of these material qualifications, one can utilize all these things in bhakti. So, having so many possessions is not wrong, not a disqualification. Having so many possessions is neither a qualification nor a disqualification in bhakti. Right? It has nothing to do with bhakti. But being possessive about one's possessions, being proud of one's positions and possessions, that's a great obstacle in bhakti. So we need to focus on that. Prataparudra Maharaj is definitely an elevated king who has access to so much opulence, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. But he is never proud. So, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is setting the standard of a sannyasi that you should not be very enthusiastic to associate with them because that might affect you. And in future, people may quote the example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and say, see, Mahaprabhu is so eager to meet the king and associate with the king. So let me also do it. So people may quote as a wrong example. Therefore, Mahaprabhu is hesitant. But ultimately, Mahaprabhu showed mercy, right? After a couple of chapters. This is 11th chapter, right? By 13th chapter, Mahaprabhu is ready to show his mercy. But why there is a delay from 11th chapter to 13th chapter? One is Mahaprabhu wanted to set an example for sannyasis. Second reason is that Mahaprabhu also wanted to keep Prataparudra Maharaj waiting. Let him wait for a while. He should wait. Why waiting? When we are waiting for mercy, when we are patiently waiting for mercy, that patience and that feelings of separation during that waiting period will intensify our love for Krishna. Our love for Krishna will become more intense, more condensed when we are kept in a situation of separation. Prataparudra Maharaj was kept in long separation. How much service Prataparudra Maharaj has done? In fact, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying in Kashi Mishra's house in Gambhira. That was an arrangement made by Prataparudra Maharaj. Sarvabhauma Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Prataparudra Maharaj, can you arrange some accommodation for Lord Chaitanya? I want him to have a very peaceful accommodation. So, he arranged for Kashi Mishra's house immediately. And whenever the devotees of Shantipur, Navadvip, come for Rath Yatra to Jagannath Puri, Prataparudra Maharaj would arrange accommodations for them. Maybe 200 devotees or many more devotees. He would arrange accommodations for all of them for not 1 or 2 days or 10 days or 1 month, 4 months, one entire Chaturmasya. He would arrange accommodation and prasadam for them. So much service he has done. Selflessly, without any expectation of any recognition. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at heart he knows, he recognizes all these services, but externally he is indifferent. No, I will not meet him. He arranged all accommodations for all your devotees, Advaitacharya, Nityanand Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Marari Gupta, Shivananda Syam, and all of them are staying in their accommodations, all of them are eating the prasadam he had sent. But Mahaprabhu said, no, he is a king, I will not meet him. Okay, fine, get his son, I will meet his son. His son is getting an embrace. Father is not even getting a glance. This is Mahaprabhu's special mercy. So you cannot demand or expect mercy from Lord Chaitanya as per our standards. I arranged accommodation, he should hug me. No, he will not even see you also. Wait for a while. But during that waiting period, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu intensified his longing to see him. At one point, Prataparudra Maharaj even said that, my dear Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, my guru, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is acting like a guru, my dear guru, I wouldn't mind resigning my job as king. I don't mind retiring from my position as a king, if only that becomes a qualification for me to meet Lord Chaitanya. I don't mind giving up my royal order, royal position as a king. If that becomes an obstacle, if my being the king is an obstacle for my meeting Lord Chaitanya and getting his mercy, I am not attached to this. So the determination, detachment and devotion of Prataparudra Maharaj is revealed when Mahaprabhu kept him in waiting. So how will we understand the glories of all these great devotees if Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Lord Krishna, Lord Ram wouldn't put them into such tests? Bali Maharaj surrendered everything to Vamanadev, everything that he has. All the three worlds, all the opulence he had in the three worlds is completely submitted to our Vamanadev. But Vamanadev says, you have not given me whatever you have promised. You promised 3 steps, you gave me only 2 steps. Where is the 3rd step? Anrita dosha, means it's a fault of giving a false promise. I will arrest you. I will send you to hell. He called Varuna Pasha and they arrested him. Is it appropriate? Why the Lord is humiliating him so much? One who has surrendered everything is being humiliated so much like this by the Lord, only to reveal his patience, reveal his tolerance, reveal his detachment. When I put my devotees into so much of turmoil, tribulation, tests, awkward, humiliating situations, will the devotee lose faith in me? The Lord wanted to reveal this quality of a devotee to the whole world. Devotees will not lose their faith. Devotees will never doubt the intentions and integrity of Krishna despite receiving so much of indifference and neglect from the Lord. Prataparudra Maharaj is a wonderful example of it. Even Bali Maharaj is a wonderful example of it. So the Lord purposely put so many devotees into multiple tribulations, but even in such situations also, devotees never lose their faith in the Lord. Just like Prataparudra Maharaj never misunderstood Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even for a moment. He did not misunderstand him. Why the Lord is like this? Why is he ignoring me? He is giving so much mercy to my son, not me. One day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because too much of pushing is coming, so much of proposal, Ramananda Rai, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, even Sarvabhauma Goswami, so many devotees are regularly recommending the name of Prataparudra Maharaj, show some mercy upon him. Then Mahaprabhu one day says, okay fine, give me a cloth. Actually, someone proposes, can you give at least your cloth? So Mahaprabhu gives his Uttariya to Prataparudra Maharaj, and seeing that Uttariya, Prataparudra Maharaj thinks that, wow, I got great mercy. So when you think you deserve mercy, we cannot be grateful. But when we think we don't deserve mercy, we will be grateful even for the smallest gestures. That's what Prataparudra Maharaj is revealing now. We can never think that we are entitled for some treatment by the Lord. That sense of entitlement conflicts with gratitude. Sense of gratitude and sense of entitlement are different from each other. They are opposite to each other. If I think I deserve, I cannot be grateful for what I receive. But if I think I am a beggar, I don't deserve anything, I don't deserve this mercy, then we'll be grateful for even the slightest trace of mercy that the Lord may show. So the Lord wanted to reveal the devotional qualities and tolerance and patience and detachment of Prataparudra Maharaj. Therefore, he purposely kept Prataparudra Maharaj in separation. This is how a devotee should be determined. And secondly, he wanted to also set his sannyas standards. If Lord Krishna has not disappeared from the scene of Rasa Leela in the middle, can we get Gopi Gita today? The gopis were in intense separation from Krishna, and in separation they were searching for Krishna throughout the forest in the middle of the night. They were asking the trees, creepers, rivers, plants, everybody, where is Krishna? Did you see him? Did you see him? But in their separation they were enacting the pastimes of Krishna, and they came on the bank of Yamuna river and they started singing the song of separation, Gopi Gita. So whenever a devotee is apparently neglected, whenever a devotee's appeal is apparently unheard by Krishna, by Lord Chaitanya, we need to understand that it is not exactly Krishna's neglect, it is not exactly the Lord's indifference. The Lord wanted to reveal the glories of these devotees to the whole world. But Prataparudra Maharaj, another important principle. Prataparudra Maharaj did so many services to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees in the position, in the capacity of being a king. Isn't it? Arranging accommodations, arranging prasadam, arranging house for Lord Chaitanya, all this he has done by using his power as a king. He has to be in that position. Then only he will be able to do all these things. But one service he did, keeping aside his position as a king. What is that? Brooming the floor in front of Jagannathji's chariot during Ratha Yatra. So the devotees are bringing Jagannathji to the chariot. So Prataparudra Maharaj, although he is an exalted king, Uttama Raja kare tuchha sevan. Although he is an exalted king, he is doing the tuchha seva, or there is nothing like tuchha or ucha. There is nothing like exalted or inferior service under the umbrella of bhajana, Krishna's service. But there are some services that require specialization. Tying the turban of Radha Gokulananji requires some kind of expertise. Deity worship may require some expertise and experience and authorization. But brooming the floor, that may not require any specialization. But although a devotee is qualified to do more elaborate and more critical services, still, if the devotee does a humble, menial service that doesn't require much specialization, which is like brooming, then that's humility. Right? Prataparudra Maharaj is showing that humility. In fact, it's a part of cultivating humility to render some menial services. When we do some menial services, that helps us cultivate humility, and Prataparudra Maharaj did it. When Prataparudra Maharaj has seen, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has seen Prataparudra Maharaj brooming in front of Jagannath's chariot, Mahaprabhu's heart melted. He felt that, yes, this is a wonderful devotee, exalted devotee. Mahaprabhu's heart completely got melted. Then Kaviraj Goswami in the later chapters, 13th chapter, 14th chapter, he says several times, 3-4 times he says that Mahaprabhu is impressed with Prataparudra Maharaj's brooming seva. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya guided Prataparudra Maharaj. See, don't feel disappointed or discouraged that Mahaprabhu is not seeing you. I will tell you one way. During the Ratha Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take a break when Rath stops. He would enter Jagannath Vallabh Gardens. He will take rest there. Then you dress yourself like a normal Vaishnava, not like a king. Just an ordinary, normal devotee. You dress yourself like that and enter this Jagannath Vallabh Gardens and sing from Rasa Panchadhyay, Gopi Gita. Then you will get mercy of Lord Chaitanya, I assure you. So this is another important point. Prataparudra Maharaj is like a disciple. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is like Guru, and Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. So Guru's ideas, Guru's guidance, Guru's encouragement is very much essential for us to meet the Lord, get the mercy of the Lord. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is sincerely observing the determination and desire of Prataparudra Maharaj, and he guided him like that. A guru tests the determination of the disciple before sending him to the Lord. Guru recommends the disciple's name to the Lord. So, by Mahaprabhu's apparent indifference or neglect towards Prataparudra Maharaj, he also revealed another important point. That is, this Guru's involvement is very much necessary to access Krishna's grace. Without Guru's grace, we cannot get Krishna's grace. Esya prasadat bhagavat prasado. So, as per the instructions of his Guru, Prataparudra Maharaj went to Jagannath Vallabh Gardens when Rath halted. Then he started singing, Jayati te adhikam janmana vraja. He started singing. Then he eventually came to this beautiful shloka. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalvashapaham Shravana mangalam Srimadatam bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida jana. When he came to this shloka, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic and said, you are Bhurida, you are Bhurida. You are that most benevolent benefactor of the entire society, human society, because you are singing the glories of Krishna. You have shown mercy upon me. To cut the long story short, because of lack of time, we will see how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed Prataparudra Maharaj. He asked him, may I know who are you? Who has enlivened my heart so much? You have enlivened me so much by singing Gopi Gita. You please tell me who are you? Prataparudra Maharaj is caught red-handed now. He has to reveal. Although he dressed himself like an ordinary, normal Vaishnava, not like a king, Lord is asking, who are you? You tell me. Doesn't he know? Lord Chaitanya knows. Lord Chaitanya is fully aware that this is Prataparudra Maharaj, dressed like a normal Vaishnava, keeping his kingly attire aside. But still Lord Chaitanya asked. Why did he ask this question despite knowing the answer? If you know the answer, why will you ask a question? To reveal the glories of the other person. How Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal the glory of Prataparudra Maharaj by asking this question? We will understand it by hearing the reply of Prataparudra Maharaj. Prataparudra Maharaj said, O Lord, I am the servant of the servant of the servants of your servants. That is my identity. Prataparudra Maharaj never identified himself as a king, as a Vishayi. He always identified himself as servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servants only. Therefore, he is doing service to Lord Chaitanya, isn't it? To all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So, my devotee never identifies himself or herself as a Vishayi or with some position, identity, material, bodily conception. That identity is not there in my devotee. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal the glory of Prataparudra Maharaj by making him give this reply, I am Dasanudas, I am a servant of your servant. That's our Swarupa. Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nitya Das. We are eternal servants of Krishna. That's our Swarupa. And Prataparudra Maharaj identified himself as that Swarupa. It's worth waiting 2 chapters to get Mahaprabhu's grace, just to give this answer in front of Mahaprabhu. Very authoritatively, conclusively, categorically. I am servant of servant. No other identity. Naham vipro na cha narapater napi vaishyo na shudro. Naham varni na cha grahapater no vanastho yatirvam. Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnamrutabdher. Gopi bhartuh padakabalayor dasa dasa anudasa. Dasa, anudasa. I am servant of the servants of the Lord. Just now in the Ratha Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sang this shloka. And Prataparudra Maharaj revealed the essence of that shloka in front of Lord Chaitanya only. During Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu sang this shloka. Naham vipro na cha narapatir. So he completely caught the spirit of Lord Chaitanya. Our Prataparudra Maharaj completely caught that spirit. Not just here. Some time back, Mahaprabhu was ecstatically dancing in Rath Yatra. And whenever he dances, so many devotees like Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Swarudamodar Goswami, they all form circles to protect him from the crowd and from falling down. But somehow all of them got dispersed. Then Mahaprabhu was ecstatically dancing and he fainted. At that time only Prataparudra Maharaj was there to give him private audience. All the devotees facilitated this, and even Mahaprabhu also facilitated this. He fainted, giving an opportunity to Prataparudra Maharaj to lift him, to pacify him. So when he opened his eyes, Mahaprabhu again said, Vishayi, I will not be with him. Oh my God, abominable. Alas, he said. But later he showed mercy. So when he says Vishayi, it's a general statement, but definitely not referring to Prataparudra Maharaj. Let's go to the next word. Sandarshinam Vishayinam atha Yoshitam cha. Yoshita is woman. So a sannyasi is supposed to, anybody, is supposed to keep distance from the opposite gender, and one should not unnecessarily associate with them. One should not be very eager to associate with them for sense gratification. That's what Prabhupada writes here. What is this? For material purpose. Because Maya is very powerful. So unless that distancing is maintained, there is every possibility that one may get allured or attracted. This is not about disrespecting anybody, but while living in this material world, one has to observe certain ways in which material world functions. Therefore, a respectful distance is required between the two opposite genders, and it's not an instruction only to a sannyasi, it's not an instruction only to a man, it's an instruction to women also. Bhagavatam says this directly. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila teaches his own mother Devahuti. There he says, Tat srishta srishta srishteshu konva khandita dhih puman rishim narayanamrite yoshit mayyeva mayaya. So who in this material world has the ability to protect or to regulate, to control one's senses when the temptation of opposite gender is right in front? It's very difficult. Only Narayana Rishis were able to do that. Narayana Rishi was able to do that. So, there he says, just like too much of attachment to a woman creates a great obstacle for a man in spiritual progress, too much attachment to a man for a woman also creates obstacle for a woman to progress in spiritual life. Therefore, there is an important principle as highlighted in this shloka, that one needs to maintain respectful distance, but that respectful distance is only to respect them from a distance and not to disrespect them. So it's a disrespect towards any gender to see them from a bodily perspective and have a desire for sense gratification and enjoyment. It's a disrespect for the soul. A man in one life can become a woman in the next life. A woman in one life can become a man in the next life, because this gender is bodily thing. Of course, it can be mentality also, but the point is that Mahaprabhu is saying that we need to come out of the bodily conception. But as long as we are entrapped in a material body, we need to respect that sensitivities. Therefore, this kind of distancing is required, as Prabhupada elaborately writes in the purport. So, whatever is creating an obstacle in one's spiritual advancement, one has to stay away from it. Anukulyasya sankalpam pratikulasya varjanam. Whatever is favorable for one's devotional service, one has to adopt it. Whatever is unfavorable for one's devotional service, one has to avoid it. So that's why Mahaprabhu is saying that sandarshinam vishayinam athayoshitam cha. So too much of association with the opposite gender and also with vishayis, people who are involved in materialistic affairs, creates an obstacle in one's devotional service. And hanta vishabhakshanatopya sadhu. It's more abominable and more dangerous than even drinking poison. That is Mahaprabhu's perspective. But at heart of the hearts, he has a respect for all the great wonderful Vaishnavis and all the great devotees who may be in high positions like Prataparudra Maharaj or anyone else, right? So this Vishayi and Yoshita, these two words that Mahaprabhu is saying, though associate with them is like Vishabhakshana, drinking poison, or more dangerous than drinking poison. That's only from an external perspective. But if that person who is in that great position or who is in that body does not have bodily conception but only spiritually inclined, that association is not abominable. It's not like drinking poison, right? So one has to respect the spirit soul within while acknowledging the bodily differences as long as one is in this material world. But ultimately, the soul, the spirit soul is a part and parcel of Krishna, potentially a devotee of Krishna. So one needs to rise above this bodily conception and respect everyone as spirit soul, potentially a pure devotee of Krishna, offer obeisances to them. But as long as one is entrapped in the material body, especially in the renounced order, so one has to observe those sensitivities. That's what this shloka says. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this proposal of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya several times. So, then one will be able to cross over this material ocean very easily. So we have so many examples like Brahmana Patnis, who are very elevated devotees of Krishna, while their husbands were too much absorbed in karmakandic activities, right? And because of their devotion, deep devotion towards Krishna, Lord Krishna showed some mercy upon their husbands also. Similarly, we have the example of Kaliya. Kaliya was very envious, demoniac, tried to kill Krishna in so many ways, but Nagapatnis, Kaliya's wives, came and offered prayers to Lord Krishna, please protect our husband. And because of the recommendation given by these Nagapatnis, Krishna showed some mercy upon Kaliya also. Although Kaliya got the dust from the lotus feet of Krishna on his head, Krishna was dancing on his head. Who got that privilege? Still, he needed recommendation from his wives. Sudama had a tinge of pride, slight tinge of pride. Why? He was detached. I am so detached. He was taking some pride in his renounced spirit. But his wife came and said, hey, you should go and beg some money from Krishna. Just to satisfy her, Sudama went all the way to Krishna, and Krishna gave him unlimited wealth. And the pride of his poverty is destroyed by receiving wealth from Krishna. Easy understand? When devotee is proud of wealth, Krishna will make him poverty stricken. When a devotee is proud of his poverty, Krishna will give him wealth. Right? All this transformation happened in Sudama's life because of his wife. Right? So like that, you see there are great devotees in both the genders. Right? We need to respect their Vaishnavata. We need to respect their exalted devotional qualities, and we need to respect them, take inspiration from them. Kunti Mata, Draupadi Mata, we have Devahuti, Yashoda, Devaki, so many such exalted devotees are there. We need to offer all respects to them. But in this current context, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Prataparudra Maharaj is the king, therefore I will not meet him. So for a sannyasi to meet a woman or to meet a king or a materialistic person who is involved in materialistic affairs is unfavorable for advancement in bhakti. He is setting a standard of being a sannyasi. But in the context of bhakti, when that so-called Vishi and so-called Yoshita happens to be Vaishnavas, all respects to them. So with this, I will conclude. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.